they're still hot.
Gonna have a look to the inside of Ross. Ross tries to cover. He cannot.
Oh,
side by side, they're gonna split the Porsche.
This track is brutal on tires.
All right, car's all done. It's ready for pit. Not a lot of changes. Just kind of summarize. We changed the brake master cylinders, and then we also did the little ducting mod on the front lip. We did do another alignment specific for pit. I think it's gonna be pretty good. We're gonna start off with a pretty aggressive setup. We got a lot of rear toe out, but soft springs all around, soft bars. And regarding the pit surface itself, it is a very high deg track. Like I said, it makes no sense. High deg, but low grip. I don't really get it. I guess the tire might be sliding across the surface a lot and it's wearing it out. Last year, I showed up to pit with 2 sets of used Kumos, and I pretty much killed them all in practice. And by the time race 1 and race 2 rolled around, I didn't expect I was gonna have enough tire to actually finish the weekend. Luckily for me, also unluckily for me, I didn't have to finish the last races because I had a bunch of issues. Everywhere. This event, I'm coming prepared. I got 2 full sticker sets of Falcon RT 660 Pluses, and then I also have a used set of 660 Pluses that I'm gonna use all during the test day and practice, really get the car dialed in, and then I'll swap to the sticker sets for the races. I'm covered on all fronts. Car's good. I checked everything over. Every bolt on this car I basically touched to make sure it's good. All the electricals, everything is good. Now, let's explain the current championship situation. My last event was Autobahn Country Club, and I did quite well. I got a first, second, and then a first. And I was feeling pretty good about that, especially because I was able to not only close the gap to Matan, but pass him. So I was actually leading the championship for an event. Unfortunately, the event after Autobahn was Laguna Seca. I didn't plan on going to Laguna since day one. The amount of money to get there and time, it was a lot. All of a sudden, I'm here in the championship lead, and I know that Matan is going to Laguna, and I was like, well, shit, maybe I should go. But then I was like, nah, it doesn't make any sense. I don't really have the budget to do that. And then Andy Smedgard from ASM, he hits me up like a week before the event. He's like, hey, dude, let's just take my truck, my 2-car open trailer, and let's just go. I was this close to pulling the trigger and committing to it, but logistically, it was kind of a nightmare because his shop is all the way up in Wisconsin, north of Chicago, and I'm in Columbus, Ohio. So meeting up to transfer my car into his trailer before and after the event, one of us to drive out there and then fly back, and then the other person would fly in and then drive back. It was just a logistical nightmare. We went back and forth all week, and it was basically the day before I had to make a decision, and I ultimately decided to not do it. It was too last second, and I think if we would have planned it earlier, we probably could have made it happen. So what happened at Laguna? Unfortunately, Matan gained a bunch of points. He finished second. So at this point, he was now 4 points ahead of me. And then race 3,
one. I mean,
oh boy, traffic, Jacob.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Ross Rosenberg now just takes a completely new side to this as he's already fighting. There it is, the flashers. And I think he's going to need a t-shirt or a sticker or something by the time this weekend is done, trying to get the Porsche out of his way so he can continue to stretch out. And Rosenberg, this is what he was hoping for. Get Ross into some traffic, wait for an opportunity, and try and make a dive as he's going for that pass over the Porsche.
And they're going to be coming to the white flag. This is going to be the last time around WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca in race 3. Now that Justin Ross is going to have to pass an air-cooled Porsche in GT. You see the 380 pulling over to the side, but it's going to out-drag him on the straightaway. This is the challenge of multi-class racing. Here comes Rosenberg up to the inside. He's going to have a look to the inside of Ross. Ross tries to cover. He cannot.
Oh,
side by side, they're going to split the Porsche into turn 2. Unbelievable move. Ross loses the lead.
I'm sure Ross is absolutely furious. He gets in the back end of Rosenberg. Oh my gosh, they are getting aggressive coming through the Andretti hairpin. And Ross is probably absolutely losing it behind the wheel right now. But this is racing, this is multi-class, and you got to account for all of it and make the pass where you think is the most appropriate.
Matan Rosenberg is going to steal one away, and he'll come across the line first in the Falcon Corvette. Ross comes home in second.
You see, what happened at Laguna was pretty interesting because they combined GT and GLTC into one race group. The problem was the back end of the GT field was slower than the leading pack of GLTC, and as you would expect, with one lap to go, GT traffic kind of got on the way. Matan made an excellent move. He capitalized on that opportunity, and he actually made a pass for the lead, and he actually won race 3. So that win gave him 9 total wins of the season, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, me future editing. A bunch of seconds, and it actually gave him 8 points more than I have now. So because I didn't go to Laguna, I went from 2 points in the lead to 8 points behind the lead. So a 10-point swing is what Matan gained at Laguna. So congrats to him. I mean, excellent effort. His car seems to be pretty good there. But the local boys, Ross, actually killed it with the Z46. So I think he would have won that third race if it wasn't for the lap traffic. But that's racing, you know, it happens. What that means is for pit race, I have to beat Matan by 8 points. And there's 4 races. None of those races can be dropped. Every one of those races at pit race are going to count. So I have to get more than 8 points than Matan. I don't know. I'm trying not to think about it too much. I'm trying not to psych myself out. I think the car is going to be pretty good at pit. I think having all the extra tires is really going to help. Like having Falcon on board in this late season, I think has really changed the championship. I haven't won since CMP, and all of a sudden I put the Falcons on. Mid-Ohio kind of struggled mainly because of setup. And then Lime Rock, the car was killer, got a race win there, and then I got 3 wins at Autobahn. So Falcon really kind of propelled me into the championship lead. So thanks to those guys for supplying the tires, and I think they're going to be crucial in this last race. I am carrying now 5% rewards weight, 175 extra pounds in the car that I have to have. Matan also has 5% rewards weight. Long story short, I've been talking for 7 minutes now. Pit race is going to come down to the last 4 races, and it's as simple as me finishing ahead of Matan, enough to cover that 8-point gap and hopefully win the championship. Cheers to a really successful season so far. I'm proud of what I've accomplished. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. You know, it is what it is. I had a ton of fun this season. The car has been fantastic. It's had the best finishing position of any competitor, any car of any GLTC season, and I'm extremely proud of that. And I'm proud of myself as a driver. I'm proud of myself as a mechanic. I'm proud of the car. It's just a fantastic feeling. And of course, I can't do it without all the sponsors on the car. You guys already know who they are. They've been helping me out a ton this year. So we're gonna go for the championship. 1 more race to go. I'll catch you guys then. Hopefully it's a good one. So thanks guys. And if you guys can like, subscribe, comment, do all that, it really helps me out. I'm trying to push through all these videos, get them out there for you guys, share all the details on and off track, and you know, any comment, any follow, it means a lot. And, you know, I'm going to try to respond to all the comments, and you guys have a ton of questions, and I love answering questions. So anyway, I'm going to load up tomorrow, but that's it in the shop for the season.
Why you got that shaky leg? Why you got that
good morning. We're here at Pitt, last event ever at Pitt, because this track is shutting down. And it's a big shame because this facility is beautiful. It's in such a nice area. I mean, I don't know. Really sad situation. The owners of Pitt, they're selling it, and I guess the rumor is some kind of AI data center is getting built on this facility. Real shame to lose a nice track, and especially to lose a track that's only 3 hours from home. Big shame. Makes me really sad, and you know, I'm happy I'm here for this last event. It's gonna be fun. Gonna try to make the most of it, but you know, it's also sad knowing that this will be the last time I'll ever get to race at this track. Yeah, we're here. We're all set up. We actually showed up last night, Wednesday night, so it's Thursday morning right now. So yeah, it's been a nice slow week. You know, I started loading the car up on Monday because everything has been done on the car for a while now. So I kind of took my time loading up. It's been extremely low stress, so that's been nice. Got here around 8 o'clock last night. Set up paddock already, ready to go. Had a good night's sleep. It was cold. We had a freeze warning last night, so let me show you the setup in the trailer to make sure me and Senna didn't freeze. We got the heater going, and then we were sleeping on a heated blanket in the bed, so we stayed warm. But it is cold this morning. Right now it is 38 degrees. A few major issues though. Unfortunately, I didn't have any of my hoodies or my actual track jacket. I thought they were in the trailer. They were not. I must have taken them out. Luckily, I bought like a somewhat nice jacket, and I have like this rain jacket for a hoodie, so I could stay somewhat warm. And then the bigger issue, I bought all my coffee stuff, and I left the damn AeroPress device at home. I brought my warmer, I bought, you know, the filters, I bought my coffee beans, a nice mug, and I left the damn thing to actually make the coffee at home. Idiot. But yeah, today is the ASM test day, so hosted by the ASM team, which they're paddock right behind me. We have a total of 5 sessions this morning, and it's gonna be a good day because I'm gonna, you know, dial in the car, you know, really fine tune that setup, give myself as much of an advantage as I can going into the actual event. So the Grid Life event starts tomorrow. We have 2 practices tomorrow, qualifying tomorrow, race 1, race 2 on Saturday, and then race 3, race 4 on Sunday. We have a ton of tires. I bought as many tires as I could this weekend. Falcon hooked it up with the full set of sticker RT60 pluses. I have 2 sticker RT660s that I had for a little bit, haven't used them yet. I brought all of my used Falcon RT660 pluses. And then in the bed, I have another full set of RT660 pluses, brand new sticker set. So I have essentially 2 full sticker sets of Falcon RT660 pluses. And the goal is to use the first sticker set for qualifying, race 1, race 2. And then if I need to, switch to the second sticker set for race 3 and 4. All of today, I will be running used tires. So these are the tires I had at Autobahn. They have 5 heat cycles on them. And then I got another set and a half of other used tires if I need to swap them this weekend or today. Like I said, 5 sessions today. I don't expect I'm gonna use all of them. First session, I'll probably, you know, just make sure the car's good. Second session, I'll probably start pushing a little bit more, really test the setup. And then the rest of the sessions will be there if I need to change anything, adjust anything. Probably swap pads all around, to fresh Hawk ER1 pads. Bed them in probably in the last session of the day, just so they're ready to go for tomorrow. So anyway, my dog's exploring. I gotta go get him, and I'll see you guys in the first practice session. All right, test session 1. Let's just shake the car down, take it easy, make sure everything's good, make sure the brakes are good, the pedal box, the new Masters is good, and then go from there. Alright guys, haven't done this in a while, but let's do a little voiceover and walk through this track. So turn 1, you want to brake at that 2 board. I'm braking a little already, still getting the car warmed up. Careful, there's a big ditch before that curb on the inside. The outside curb gets really bumpy, so you want to avoid that because it will push you off track. You go over this blind crest, set yourself up track right for this next chicane. Brake at the 2. I braked a little early once again.
Okay, you got two curbs here, very important. I sacrificed a little entry in the first corner to get a better exit on the second. My car doesn't like that inside curb on the right, so I avoid it. This next corner is one of the most important corners on the track. You really need to set yourself up for a good exit, but the understeer is so easy to induce on exit, as you just saw. You really need to be patient and smooth on the throttle on that exit to carry you up this hill, and that's going to be very crucial against defending the V8s. This next corner, you want to get close to that one board. Use all of these curbs on the right. That cone is your apex. Set yourself up for this left-hander. Once again, try to use that cone. And then here's where I want to try to carry as much momentum into this right-hander. And then you want to be smooth on your transition into this left. Carry the speed over the hill. And then we're flat out using all the curb here on the right. A little bit of a lift there. Once again, car's still getting warmed up. These next three corners, extremely critical. You want to carry as much speed, be smooth over this left-hander, make sure not to understeer, and then you send it over this blind press, staying flat out and tracking all the way to the exit to not scrub any speed. Flat left-hander, pretty easy. And now we're going to go into sixth gear. So sixth gear track is pretty quick. And here we got the biggest brake zone coming up. This kink, you want to set yourself up going straight, brake at the 2.5, 6, 5, 4, 3. And then final corner on the track, you got to be patient because once again, it's very easy to induce understeer. That wasn't great. But yeah, you want to get a good exit out of here because this is a long straightaway onto the front straight, coming up to the finish, and that's the lap around Pittsburgh International Race Complex. Not a great lap, but that is the first flyer I had of the weekend, and a 55.2. It's actually pretty decent. But this next lap here, this is the best lap of the session, and now you can see what a proper lap looks like around this track. So enjoy.
Excellent news. I totally forgot that my dad, he likes to make his coffee the old-fashioned way, and he always packs it in this little bin. So we do have a coffee machine, and I'm gonna make some coffee. Even though it's not the way I prefer my coffee, I like the AeroPress. Yeah, I'm not gonna complain. First test session of the day, 54.6. Guys, I thought my personal best was a 55.1. No, my personal best last year was a 55.5. We're almost a full second quicker this year on used tires and just straight off the trailer. I changed absolutely nothing. But to start off this fast, that's pretty good. So yeah, car's great. I think I'm just gonna play with shock settings. Honestly, everything felt amazing. Like the setup that I chose for this track, phenomenal. So just fine tune the shocks a little bit, get it nice and comfy on those curbs, because I think hitting these curbs is gonna be pretty crucial. And then yeah, just keep running all day and kind of take it easy. Like honestly, I don't really feel like I need to run anymore, but I have the opportunity, I pay for the test sessions, might as well use them. But I am going to be easy on the car. You know, no need to push it to chase faster lap times. I already know what the car can do. It can do 54s. And if you put some sticker Falcon 660 pluses on, 53s? Probably not, but yeah, I'm pumped. Car's good, so let's get some breakfast. So back to the whole pit shutting down. Look at how beautiful this place is. Massive skid pad, a ton of autocross happens here. One of the biggest sites in the region. There's a whole karting track. Look at these facilities too. Like all these buildings have been completely redone recently. Beautiful bathrooms, such a nice karting track. I haven't done it personally, but let's see what it looks like real quick. Yeah, honestly, it's such a shame. But I mean, look at how nice this is. So this is the go-kart track. Looks pretty good. I mean, I've never done it. Would be fun to do it this weekend maybe, but yeah. Such a shame, right, bud? Such a shame. Targeting 29 PSI hot. So based off of the first practice session, we were like 31 PSI. So lowered all four corners down by 2. And then I softened the rear rebound a little bit just to see what it does. We were at 14 clicks out of 28 and we're down to 10 clicks. So we made it a little bit softer on the rebound, hoping to kind of pitch the car in a little bit harder on the entries and corners. Let's see how that does. Do a few laps. Take it easy on the car, don't go too hard. And then see if we can get closer down to the 53s. Good. I thought I was fast, but I guess I just was really slow last year. I didn't realize you guys were at 53s, that's crazy. But I can probably get there. Yeah, I can probably get there. Like I wasn't really, that was like a 9/10 lap, maybe 8/10. 1 minute. These are still scrubs? Yeah. Car feels good. I mean, like, put it on stickers, it'll be like half a second easy.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing will be like qualifying will be at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So it won't be as fast, but it'll be functionally as fast enough. Yeah. That's exciting. Cool.
Chalk ended up over here. That's weird. 54.63. So another personal best. That's probably the fastest I'm gonna go today because it is getting a little bit hotter. What's up, guys? Just want to give you another reminder. Make sure you sign up using the link in the video description below, hashtag Team Erica Till, for a chance to win this Hybridracing / Erica Till Racing inspired helmet. It's pretty badass. Use the link, put your email in, you get one entry, and every dollar you spend on the website until December 3rd gives you more entries. So once again, make sure you sign up because this helmet's pretty sweet. Someone's gonna win it. Just did a full kind of rough check of the car, took the wheels off. Front looks fine. Rubbing a little bit on the shock towers in the front left, but I think it's turn 4 going up that hill. I think it's so aggressive that it's rubbing a little bit. I'm not too concerned about it. I did check the wheels. This wheel is looking pretty rough. You know, I keep track of my wheels. I have like a part number, so EKR TSW KMO4R 18 8.5, and then I have condition. So I have a sticker here that's 1 through 10, and then I, you know, kind of mark off the numbers if the wheel kind of deteriorates. And right now my judgment is this wheel is at a 2, so it's probably the last event this wheel is ever going to be used because it is pretty out of round. But I mean, man, I had these wheels for 2 seasons now, so getting 2 seasons out of a wheel, that's pretty sweet. This side, on the other hand, I have it as an 8 out of 10, so pretty good. The front wheels have been actually pretty solid, so not concerned about those. But yeah, these this set right here, this is the used Falcon set from Autobahn, so I think this next session will be like heat cycle 8. Still pretty fast. Obviously, that last session, I pretty much matched my, well, I beat my personal best by 3 thousandths or 30 thousandths of a second. And the conditions were a little bit hotter too, so that's looking pretty promising. And also I had Matan behind me, and I think I kind of drove away a little bit. But car's looking good. Honestly, the balance is perfect. So I'm not really gonna mess anything regarding alignment, sway bars, rake. That's all gonna stay the same. But what I am gonna do for the next few sessions is I'm gonna play with shocks. This season the car has been, it's been a little bit bouncy, and I think it's from the rear axle. And generally I run the rear shocks pretty soft relative to their full range. But this next session, I'm gonna run them pretty close to full stiff just because I wanna see what the car's gonna do. Essentially testing the shocks with a full sweep. So I'll go full stiff this next session, and then I'll try full soft the session after, just because I'm curious to see how the car's gonna react to the curbs around here. Maybe the car's gonna handle the curbs a lot better within full stiff because, you know, the higher rebound can kind of settle the rear down quicker. you know, maybe I was running it too soft. But anyway, it's something that's always been in my head. I haven't really been able to test it just because we normally don't get a lot of practice sessions. But we got 5 today. The car's 100% already. I think it's pretty good. So now I can kind of mess with miscellaneous things. So right now we're at lunch break. Next session out is probably going to be about an hour. Everything on the car looks fantastic, man. I'm really happy with it. It's starting to warm up a little bit. We're going to be pretty close to 60 degrees here soon. So I'm expecting the lap times to slow down as a result as well. And another thing I want to test right now is actually taping off this little duct that's feeding direct air into my intake. That's a new addition this weekend. So since the conditions I think are going to kind of remain consistent from now on, you know, the high is going to be 60. So right now we're already at the high. So I'm going to tape this up the next session. I'm going to see what the intake air temperatures look like, and then the session after I'll take the tape off and I'll be able to compare directly and see how much cooler the intake is. So let's try that. Alright, test session 3. Not really going to go for fast lap here. Mainly just testing out the rear shocks. Put them mostly to full stiff on the compression and the rebound, just to kind of see what it does. I've never really ran them this stiff, so like I said, just curious. And I also taped up the intake duct. I want to see what the IATs look like. Just get some data. Just practice, test, get data. On when you go back out on track, because I locked up the rear for the spun out. And 3, yeah, these tires are not happy that session. But I learned what I wanted to learn, so that's what it's all about. Third practice session done. That was a messy one. Yeah, number one, the super stiff shocks was not the right move. It was so hard to drive. The rear was way worse. So I decided to pit in the middle of that session and manually adjust it all back myself. So I went from like high 20s on the shocks to 8. I also untaped the intake duct, and then I also forgot to turn on the ABS. The car was not good in the brake zone because it just locked up the rear immediately. Yeah, I learned what I needed to learn. The tires were complaining a little bit that session. The car was a little pushy, but yeah, I was just all over the place on the shocks, so I don't really count that session towards anything. But right now, I think the biggest thing I'm struggling with is actually it's really tail happy in the back on the heavy brake zones. And I could probably fix a lot of that with the shock setting, so I'm gonna go readjust the rear shocks back to where I think they should be, and then maybe play a little bit with rake, rear bar. It is a lot of rear toe out this event to get it to turn, so that's probably why it's so dancy on the brake zones. And we're going to put on some fresh Hawk ER1s. Gonna bed these in nice and slowly, so I'm gonna make sure that they're ready for the full weekend. And then after that, we got one more practice session. The results are in. This right here, this is the start of the session with the intake duct taped up, and then this is the later half of the session with the intake duct tape removed. And as you can see here, we're looking at about 74 degrees intake air temperature, and then over here we got a minimum 68. So definitely an improvement. What is that? 6 degrees intake air temperature. That's a lot. And also, those are pretty short sessions. So if you run without any kind of ducting for a full 15-minute race, that temperature is going to keep going up and up and up and up. So I'm pretty proud of that mod. A pretty simple mod, and reducing that IET by a decent amount. So I think this next session I'm going to go off for a little bit longer. I just put in fresh Hawk Ear 1 pads. Whoa, they're still hot. So we got fresh pads. It's gonna probably take me, I'm gonna probably do 3 or 4 like mediocre laps just to kind of get the pads nice and bedded in, and then I'll probably push a little bit harder in the later half of the session. I'm gonna put the rear shocks back to where they were before session 2. That's when it was the best. So anyway, yeah, like I said, man, it's a test day, trying different things, learning what doesn't work, learning what does work. It's a good day, nice and chill. So I think a 4th session coming up next. Significantly worse than they were in the morning, so we're about a second and a little bit slower, which I expected. My car feels, balance is okay, it's just lack of grip everywhere. This is what I mean. This track is brutal on tires. Corded already. So yeah, not great. This is on the right front. Obviously a used tire, but yeah, still not great, especially that. But yeah, this track, man, it's brutal on tires. Good thing I have a bunch. Got sticker fronts, another pair of sticker fronts, sticker rears, and then an extra pair of sticker rears, and then I got used tires, and then just regular 660s. Oh, come on, bud. Let me get the Frisbee. I think the test day, oh, we got it, sweet. Test day over. I don't think I'm gonna do the 5th session. The conditions of the track, they're getting significantly worse. So this track, it's super weird. Like I said a bunch of times, it's a very high degradation track, but once that sun comes out, the track has absolutely zero grip. So what's kind of going on in the last few sessions is the car just does not have any grip anywhere. It understeers into the corner, and then you pivot it too much and slide it, it oversteers too much. So there's no grip on any corner. So I don't want to go into the 5th session kind of chasing setup. Like, I already know the car was good earlier today. On the sticker Falcon 660 Pluses, I think I'm going to get a lot of that grip back. I had the pads in, so the pads feel fantastic. The firmer brake master cylinders, I think, were a fantastic choice. That pedal is nice and firm. Very confidence inspiring. Quite frankly, I don't think I'm hitting it hard enough. But I do have one kind of minor complaint, and it's not really the ABS, it's actually because I'm running a lot of toe out in the rear. The 2 heavy brake zones at the end of the track, turn 1, turn 2, turn 3 maybe, the back end dances a lot, and it gets really loose on entry, and it especially in turn 1, because you're kind of going over that crest, the car kind of like wants to almost go to the right, sometimes it wants to go to the left, so it's kind of unpredictable, it's kind of sketchy, but I can kind of drive around it. And I think the ABS is also saving me quite a bit, because you saw what happens without the ABS. It just locks up in the rear when I forgot to turn it on. And yeah, so I think I'm just gonna put it up on jack stands, check everything over. My family should be here in about an hour. My dad's gonna help me bleed the brakes, and then we're just gonna chill tonight and get ready for the official event tomorrow. So that's it here from the ASN test day. There was probably a lot of detail in this video, so it might be its own video. So if it is, I'll see you guys in the next one, day 1 of Pitt. I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning.